everybody, it's Wendy. Thanks for joining me today. I am here to show you how to make this really cute card. I don't know if you can see how cool that looks, that background. So the card is really fun and it has a couple of really cool techniques. So let's get started. First, we're going to have just our basic black cardstock cut at 11 inches by 4 1/4 and folded in half to make a 4-inch by 5 1/2 card, and it will open like this. And then I have a clear window sheet here, and it's cut at 5 1/4 by 4 inches, and we are going to emboss this. So we sell clear window sheets in a package, and that's something that you can order from me if you'd like. So you're going to stick this clear window sheet in the embossing folder, and I'm using the chevron embossing folder, and then I'm going to sandwich it, and I'm using tab 1 only. Tab 2 is not down, so I have one tab flipped open, and then I'm just going to run it through the embossing folder, or embossing machine, Big Shot, and out comes my embossed window sheet. Super cool looking, right? So what I do is I'm going to line it up here on my cardstock. It's black on black, so I know you're probably having a hard time seeing that. Here's a scratch piece of paper. Let's do this. There we go. So I'm going to line this up on here, and I'm going to put those strips of paper over the top of this area. So I'm only going to add adhesive to like right here in this area underneath my window sheet. And I'm doing that so that you won't see adhesive under my window sheet. So I'm just going to adhere it down like that. And then I have my strip of smoky slate cardstock, and it is cut at 1 1/2 by 5 1/2 inches. And I'm going to layer that right over this strip. I don't know if you can see, but see right there where it's darker? That's where my adhesive is. So I want to cover that up. So I'm going to layer this down. And I'm going edge to edge. And then I have a piece of striped cardstock or DSP, and this is from the Kaleidoscope Designer Series paper, and you won't be able to get this paper after June 1st. So if you want this paper, you might want to grab that soon. Alright. Okay, and then I'm going to be using the Blendies markers, and these markers are not available to customers yet, and in fact we found out that they won't be available until August for customers. And the reason is because we got our order, Stampin' Up! Got their order in. This is crooked, that's going to bug me. Let me fix that. Okay, that's better. So Stampin' Up! Got their shipment in from the manufacturer, and it did not meet our quality standards. So Stampin' Up! Went ahead and discussed it with the manufacturer and said, you know, this just isn't going to work for us. We want our customers to have the best product possible. So because of that, what has happened is the Blendies are getting pushed back a little because they just weren't ready for June 2nd. But I'm going to go ahead and use them anyway so you guys can see them. And if you want to become a demonstrator and order your Blendies as part of your kit, you're welcome to do that. And in fact, really exciting news is May 28th, which is next week, you can get a starter kit for just $50, and you get $55 in product and free shipping on your kit. So if you would like to join my team, I sure would love to have you. Alright, so I'm going to start my coloring here, and I'm using the paintbrush tip to start out. And I'm not going to put my lids all the way back on. And I'm just going to color back up into the red, because red and yellow make orange. So I'm just really coloring over that line quite a bit, blending these together. And then I'm going to use blue, and I'm going to color here and then into the yellow, because yellow and blue make a really beautiful green. So that's how we end up with the rainbow effect. Now, as it is right there, it really doesn't look all that blended. But what happens is, as it sets, you can see here how I've gotten all those different colors. And you can even go back in, like I could go back in with some yellow and color back over my blue, and then back into my red again. And that's really gonna blend those colors nicely. And then I'm gonna go ahead and use my blue one more time and go back into the yellow to just really mix those colors. Blend them nice. Okay, so that's the 3 blendabilities I used. And then I'm just gonna go over to my Big Shot, and I am going to cut out this deco framelit on my Big Shot. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and as you can see, my grid paper got a little icky. This bled through the back, and that's perfect. It's supposed to do that. If you're using these markers and it doesn't bleed through, then you're probably not getting enough blending happening. So I love the way this turned out, and we're going to go ahead and stamp on it. I'm using the Work of Art stamp set, which will be available to you on June 2nd, just right around the corner. And I'm going to use the Memento Tuxedo Black stamp pad. And for this, I'm going to have to use my Stamp-A-Majig. So I really struggled with learning how to use the Stamp-A-Majig. I know that sounds silly, but I did. So I'm going to show you. You get this clear plastic sheet, and you have this little tool. And you just simply line up, you put the corner of this tool, almost like a T-square, onto the clear plastic sheet. And then you're going to ink up your stamp and line it up there in the corner and stamp. So now you have your stamped image on this clear plastic sheet, and you can go right over the top of whatever it is that you want to stamp on. Get it lined up just like you want it. Then you take your Stamp-A-Majig and you bring it back. Whoops, so I bumped the thing underneath. You bring it back and you line it up with the plastic, just like so. And then you remove your plastic sheet and then you stamp. And that gives you perfect stamping every time. And then we're just going to add a couple of dimensionals to the back. And voila, we have our very beautiful card, and it says you are a fabulous work of art. I really love how this turned out. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.